Okay, class, let's take a look. In the previous lesson, we are in the double truth. And from the double truth, we go through, double truth means the conventional truth and the ultimate truth. But there is three very important, terminologies. Okay, I want to highlight to you all. Number one is the prajñapti, destination. Second is the prajñapti, perception. Okay, then is the prajñapti thing. Okay, so meaning to say that prajñapti here, prajñapti means the conventional from destination. Okay, then perception, and also the thing. Well, it is it is quite, I think it is not, I think Mr. Leung is not familiar because this is the specific Mahayana terms. Let me try again to use the example to bring your attention. Number one, the meaning of the prajñapti, a destination. Prajñapti destination mean what? Means you see, Mr. Leung, Mrs. Leung, okay, you see Sally and Elena, right? Okay, both of them, I call them Sally and also Elena. They are the name. So the name itself is the prajñapti of the destination. Okay, but I can destroy the prajñapti of destination with certain method. Mr. Leung, how can I destroy the name of a Sally and Elena and make that Elena and the name of Sally and Elena disappear? What can I do, Mr. Leung?
Section of all the various parts of the little parts.
Oh, hey, it's not smart. Yes. Hey, applause. What are you waiting for? Very good. Okay, this is true. Okay, let's say I try to, we didn't go to extent yet. We try to decompose Sally to the hair, to the interior organ, to the eye, to the skin, all this to the flesh, right? Okay, while I try to decompose all this, Sally no more here, right? And I do the same thing to Elena. So no more Elena, right? Because you already decomposed with all the organs, you see, and with all the different tissue. Okay, okay. Well, from here, I'm still able to name hair, liver, lung. Okay, so if I want to destroy this level again, what to do, Elena?
Into the electrons and the
analyze to the finest particle, to the atom molecule, right? Okay, I got you. Very good. Okay, yeah. It works. Okay, so meaning to say that now we already destroy the prajñapti perception, so we don't see anymore already. Okay, so if we go to the final stage, which is the atom particle, we call it as the kelapa. In the Theravada, the name we call it as a Theravada. So this is the last one, prajñapti thing. Okay, you get it? Let's take a look. So this is the prajñapti things. The city, prajñapti thing. Okay, so we need to say that from prajñapti thing, when we try to assemble the prajñapti thing, it is going to form with the different organ and tissue. Okay, right? Then from the different organ and tissue, which is a prajñapti perception, we try to form it again. Then you become a human body. Then we label the name Sally, Elena. Then we become prajñapti destination. Do you get it? So we need to say that, is prajñapti destination real, Sally? Is prajñapti destination, is this real? Yeah, you don't know how to answer. Of course, it's not real. Because if it is a real, if it is a truth, I mean, what does it mean? Truth. Truth mean, it can everlasting. It can everlasting. Even though you test it by the time and test it with the space, but no matter how, once I try to decompose you, I don't see you anymore. So meaning to say that prajnapti destination is not the truth. Okay, right? It's not the truth. Okay, even your hair. Okay, if I go through your hair, your organ, your tissue, all this. Okay, but when I will try to decompose it, again it will disappear. So meaning to say that prajnapti destination to prajnapti perception, they are not the truth. But we think it is true. So this is where our trouble comes, you see. So Sally, if let's say, okay, no. So that's why how you see, just to remember from the childhood, okay, in what age, once we start to feel sad after humiliation, can you remember the first time you feel sad for being humiliated is what age? Or maybe you observe your nephew, Sally, what age they start feel for being humiliated? For feeling sad, you said you're like a pig, you're stupid, something like that. What age they start feel sad? Obviously, Mr. Slow, you can answer me better. Yeah, you were teaching all the kids. What years they start feel sad? Once you scold them, the kids. How old?
I think it's 3-4 years.
3-4 years. Okay, meaning to say that humans start to build up the dignity since 3 or 4 years, something like that, right? So you say you're like a pig, you are ugly, or then they feel sad, they feel hurt. So you see, meaning to say that ugly, pig, meaning to say that they are all, we call it as a prajnapti destination. It's not the real one, but we thought it is real. Okay, why? Because actually, we use ugly, beautiful, thin, fat. We use this to describe the thing. This is the conventional truth. We have to use it. This is true. Fat is a fat, thin is a thin. But basically, this part of the truth is only it is only applicable after comparison. So that's why I say, Sally, you are fat. But if let's say I say, Sally, you are fat. If let's say I compare you, Mr. Leong, okay, so I said, oh, Mrs. Leong, I said, Elena, you are, you are short. Maybe compare with me. But if I compare you with Sally, you are tall already. What? So meaning to say that the tall, short, fat, thin, they don't exist. The exist is after the comparison. But our emotions always fluctuating along this type of the words. Prajnapti destination, we always confused by it. Our feeling set is a real, according to Abhidhamma, this is a real, this is a real. The feeling is real. But fat, thin, tall, short is not real. Because they only exist after the comparison. See or not? Oh, so you see, Mr. Leong, I think these 3 words you never see in the Theravada. This is the weapon for Mahayana. They are able to tell you this type of things. So meaning to say that now we are trying to analyze, our world by using knowledge. This is still not the Vipassana. But finally, so as I say, after MCO, you have to go to Vipassana. Even though I mentioned many times already you have to go, but still finally you don't go because you are still in MCO. Right? Okay, so you see, this is something, every time I talk about this topic, I feel very happy, excited, because this is the I see, the beautiful of the Dharma, you see. How sharp the Dharma, it really discloses and reveals, the truth in our world. But we always confused. We thought, this is the truth. But it's the reason is due to the ignorance. See, even though we understand, I think we can adjust ourselves better than for those who don't understand. You get what I mean? So we know that, actually the tall, low, clever, stupid, you see, our childhood, especially a lot of this type of label, it can really dramatize the childhood. But now we become adult, especially we learn the Dharma, please go to heal yourself. There is a child in your heart. Please heal the child in your heart. So make him become an adult. Then then later on, the effect as an adult, you become normal. So you can try to check the distortion of your childhood always influence you yourself present. See or not? So that is the effect during our childhood. So after this class, okay, now I'll give you a little bit time. Please try to review. Now, you just sit down like a meditation. Please try to review your childhood. Is there any label which hurts you? Okay, please write down just besides the notes. Just do some a little bit healing for you. Please try it now. Okay. Close your eye. You can visualize better. Close your eyes. Just visualize it. Then you can try to jot down for yourself. Thumb up, please, once you finish. Thumb up by Zoom, please, once you finish. Okay, so class, thank you so much. So that is how we are going to use the Dharma to help ourselves. Okay, class. So thank you so much. So that is the meaning we call it as the prajnati destination. But class, as long as we are in the ignorance, we are in the avijja, well, we are still subject to this type of prajnati because we are still in the ignorance. So, you can only break through yourself through vipassana only. First with the samadhi, then with the vipassana. Because you use the vipassana, you use the power of your jhana to analyze the whole particle, the whole things. From a destination, from prajnati destination, go to the prajnati perception, one stage to one stage. So finally, we go to the prajnati things. Plus, for Theravada and Sarvastivada, prajnati thing is the real, is the ultimate truth. Okay, always remember. Okay, for them, they say, whatever we see in the universe is based on when you try to analyze the whole world, including ourselves, mentally and materiality. When you analyze to the smallest particle, which is not able to analyze again, that it is called as the ultimate truth. So we need to say that the whole prajnati are based on a real ultimate truth. Okay, but blood for Madhyamaka, they say this is also a hallucination. There's a difference between the Madhyamaka and the Theravada. But for Theravada, no matter the Southeast, the school in the Southeast, Sarvastivada, or the Theravada nowadays, they all always think that the finest particle, this is the real one. This is the real. This is the ultimate truth. But Madhyamaka said, no, it is not ultimate truth. So who still practice the Madhyamaka? Tibetan Buddhism, they study it. Okay, then we also have the class. So Elena joined the Jing Jing. Jing Jing, the Diamond Sutra is under the Madhyamaka. We always will try to analyze the thing. We will try to analyze everything. To deny the entity of something. Okay. All right. Yeah, Elena, any question? Yes, please.
Sifu, has this something relate to permanence? Because when you say ultimate truth, the prajnati destination, which is not real, in a way not real.
Yes.
in a way, when it's not real, can we say that it's not permanent? When it's not permanent, then it's something like not real and it's not going to be there forever. Just like Elena, when I die, I will decompose and dissolve myself. So basically, I'm not real. I'm not also permanent. In this life, it's all no permanence. So do you relate to permanence?
No. You should relate to impermanence. So meaning to say that Elena is impermanence. Okay, the prajnapti perception is impermanence. The prajnapti destination is impermanence. But from Theravada nowadays in Myanmar, if you observe the impermanence in the stage of the perception, in the stage of the prajnapti perception and also prajnapti destination, you won't attain nibbana. You must observe the impermanence at the stage of the prajnapti things. Then you can realize the nibbana. That is the point here, you see. So we need to say, once you do the vipassana, you shouldn't observe the anicca, dukkha, anatta in the first and second stage. You can only observe in the last stage, because once you observe the anicca, dukkha, anatta in the last stage, the nibbana will appear. That is the point. So, but nowadays, there's a controversy in the meditation school, you know. Some they claim, no need to go to that final stage, because class, if you want to analyze to the finest particle, you must have a very strong jhana, am I right? You must have a very strong jhana. But in the real world, not many people have a time to develop so strong jhana. So some school, they just say you have a simple meditation, that will be fine. Then you use this power just to observe, maybe until the stage of the prajnapti perception, then they start to observe the anicca, dukkha, anatta already. So that is the controversy between our Buddha disciple, because Shakyamuni is in a nibbana already. So everybody claim that they understand Buddha. They are the best one to understand the Shakyamuni. But finally, we don't know who really understands Shakyamuni. Everybody think he knows the best. So no conclusion. So, but it depends on what is the reference. You see, if you believe me, you trust my reference, you will work harder to the deep jhana in order to go to observe until the prajnapti things. See or not? So finally, it depends who you met, who is your teacher, then you will follow that path. Okay. But anyway, I don't deny of course, remember I said that if you observe, you see people die, this is impermanent also, right? Okay, I said, of course, this anicca, dukkha, anatta, the nibbana would appear, because this is the prajnapti destination. But anyway, we still need it, because basically, why you learn the Buddhism is because you see the anicca, dukkha, anatta of the prajnapti destination and things cause you to come here. Right, because by naked eye we are able to see already the prajnapti destination. People die, okay, people reborn again, people die again. You see, of course it's not the nibbana, but if you make you feel the feeling, you really feel that the word is impermanence. You want to let go. See, so that is the point. So Elena, do I answer you? Answer you. Okay, good. Okay, so I feel so happy. You can answer my question. You need to say that. My English is not that bad. Because this one is quite deep things to see. They're quite profound. But I use my effective language to make understand. And secondly, you all are smart.
I didn't sleep in the class.
You all don't sleep in the class. Okay, so let's continue. Okay. Okay, so now we can begin with a new paragraph. Okay. Yeah, Sally, your turn. You read first. Okay. On the other hand,
On the other hand, dreams are only individual psychic states, insubstantial and unreal aspects of the worldly dharma. The category of ordinary falseness of the world includes such illusions. For example, when one places a pen in a glass of water, the pen looks as if it is crooked. If one's cornea is scarred and one sees unreal flowers falling disorderly upon the ground, this is an example of an illusion of the sensory organ. If one has false preconceptions, then one's erroneous understandings are illusions of consciousness. All of this type of illusions can be understood as insubstantial and unreal illusions of the ordinary perception through name and speech. However, it is more difficult to understand that ordinary phenomena, conventional things, whether mental, psychological, or physical, are also insubstantial and unreal illusions. Such an understanding requires the right contemplation of prajna. Only then can one recognize that these phenomena are ordinary conventional designations of the world. Because of these difficulties, the Buddha often used the ordinary falseness of the world, like the reflection of the moon in the water, dreams, unreal flowers, and so on, to explain the illusions and the unreality of ordinary truth. It is important to understand this difference and know about some of the illusions and unreality of the ordinary falseness of the world, as well as about emptiness when it is easy to understand. As in the case of unreal flowers, etc., one must also be able to contemplate the emptiness that is more difficult to understand by using ordinary truth of the world as one's object of focus. One cannot do these things. One cannot thoroughly understand what's real in the world.
Okay, thank you so much.
Welcome.
Okay. Class, if just now, once you try to recall your childhood drama, it once it appears, I forget, I just asked you to recall, but I didn't tell you how to heal yourself, how to heal. Okay, the image will appear. Okay, once it appears in your heart, basically because it is dramatized. It should he or she should be crying. So you try to tell yourself. You need, for example, Elena, present Elena, talk to childhood Elena, past Elena. So you try to, you try to console her. You console yourself, but present self console to the past self. So you just talk to her, okay? And then you can visualize that she understands. Then she note to you, okay? And then she will say bye-bye and thank you. And then you'll be healed, miraculously so, so this is what to do. This is how people do the hypnosis. Once they try to hypnotize you, so actually you just recall back to the past memory. So in past memory, you try to see the thing is the distorted situation. So you try to fix it. So you can try it this way. If let's say it works, so once you open your eye, you will notice that the effect is not that strong. Okay, for example, you really feel hurt when people say, "Oh, you are fat." Okay, but if let's say your therapy is effective, okay, once you open your eye, people say you are fat, you don't feel that hurt, or you can recover soon. So meaning to say that the healing is effective. But of course, if you go to punch people back, meaning to say the therapy is ineffective and getting worse. Then the guy who has been punched by you, he has to go through the therapy. No, because sometimes during our childhood, we are very weak, you see. So people just, they sarcastically remark us, we just tolerant, okay, but now we're strong already. So we punch you back, then we feel nothing. So you go to heal yourself. Yeah, it can happen in this way, When people after heal, they are more strong already. So as what I say, even though we always mention that anicca, dukkha, anatta, there's no real self. Okay, but the way it's supposed to be non-self. But the way I see, you have to build up a healthy self before you talk about the non-self. Do you agree? You must have a healthy self first. The distorted self means what? You are always you are always in inferiority. So that is the unhealthy self. You have to heal yourself, become confident, become strong. Okay, then talk about non-self. That will be real. Some people, they just try to hide their own problem. They cannot encounter the truth. So they will just say, "Oh, I learned Dharma, so I just be non-self," but actually they are not able to cook their own self. Am I right, Elena? It's supposed to be the right way. But sometimes the people misinterpret the Dharma and they try to hide themselves from the Dharma. So they say, "Oh, I want to be non-self." It's actually something wrong already. Okay, get it? So just later on after the class, we can do a little bit for the self-healing. Okay. Just now what you try to underline is about, again, a very good example. You see, for example, now my eye, okay, the cornea groove some cataract, okay, so the world I see is it become blur, right? So meaning to say that there's nothing wrong with the world. The problem is the eye. Or you wear the specs, which is the colorful specs, then you see the world is colorful. There's nothing wrong with the real world. The problem is because your eye. You wear the wrong spectacle and also there's a cataract in your eye. It's the same, We are in the truth. We are the universal, just be themselves like that. Just be itself. But just because we have the ignorance, we have an illusion, you see, then we will see the world wrongfully. This is not the real world, but we think it is real because the ignorance. So that is the analogy try to bring up here. So for Buddhism, once it mentioned to you, ignorance is just have the cataract in your eye. You have to do an operation to remove the cataract. What's the operation? Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. Why we have to talk so many things? Because in order to convince you, have confidence to keep on work hard in the Sila Samadhi Panya, we need a good theory to explain in the first place and convince you. Once you are convinced, oh, you understand, then you will determine to just tackle the problem step by step. Okay, next, let's take a look. Okay, verse 165. Elena, your turn to read, please.
165. How does inherent nature exist? This can be discovered by wisdom in accord with ultimate truth. The Buddha has revealed the wisdom that comes from contemplation and points toward the ultimate truth. Perception through name and speech is faulty and accords with what is commonly approved of in the world, but it must be in accord with the ultimate. But it is not the case that perception is based on the successful conclusion of an inquiry in what is ultimate. Although there is progress in the advancement of knowledge, such progress nevertheless relies on that which is generally acknowledged in the world, that is, the self-explanatory, otherwise known as that which obviously exists. Cognition is formed on this biased foundation, which does not seek the ultimate. As an example of ordinary convention, take a ship that is in danger at a certain hour and minute of a certain day. It is located at such a degree and minute of longitude is. Hours and minutes do not exist within time itself, just as degrees and minutes of longitudes cannot be found on the earth. By means of this conventionally acknowledged assumption, however, people know that time and the location of the ship and can plan its rescue. In addition, modern scientists think that the earth came from the sun, that living things came from non-living matter, and that humans came from animals, which in turn came from plants. Thus, they established the order of evolution as an upward progression. But with regard to the reasons for the existence of this material, the foundation upon which these materials are formed, their origins and their ultimate outcome, no one has investigated such questions to the very end. If one were to investigate this question thoroughly, all knowledge would become untenable.
Okay, thank you so much. Never mind, we digest step by step. Okay, class, let's take a look. Okay, so Sally, what time is now? Can you check the clock? What time is now?
2:57.
Is it a truth, you think? Is it a truth, you think?
No, it's not,
Why? Prove it is not truth.
because it's only based on what people put in. They only put it this way.
No, we can challenge the question, you see how. Okay, if let's say it is a truth, so why London is not 2:57 now? Why
That's why they separate it into the longitude and
Meridian Greenwich, right?
yes.
Do the Meridian Greenwich and do the
Yes.
calculation, right? Okay. So we need to say, it means what now? It means we need to say that time is not the ultimate truth, because if it is ultimate truth, it should be universally, it should be universally stable. The answer, it should be universally inconsistency. But it turns out
No,
it's not like that. You see how?
they can change anytime.
Yeah. But of course, we wouldn't simply change it, because we still need it. So that you can talk to me now. Is okay. I say we start the class at 2:15. It means what? So after 15 minutes, I start the class. But if you don't want to follow the rule, you just simply change your clock yourself, then how can we communicate, right? So we need to say that we know that this is, we call it as a conventional truth, and it is so useful, you see. Even though it's not, it's subject, it is not the truth. Same with the direction. You say south, east, north, west. Why is not the truth? If you are travel to the Mars, so where is the south, east, west, north? Right or not? If you travel to the Mars, if you travel to the Neptune, where is the direction? You see, so we need to say that direction only works in our Earth only. Okay, if without any direction, but if you travel to the Mars, then how can you tell? How can you tell the how to say? How can you tell the where? How can you communicate with the Earth? Where are you? I mean, if you just, I mean, if you are 1,000 km from the Earth already, so how do you tell the people here your location? Elena, is there a way to tell?
You follow the signs, then they were based on the how many degree northeast longitude, like that, latitude, longitude.
Is this the real one, or you are inventing something, Elena?
No, because usually if maybe it's from the movies, basically when they say that, I'm how many degree north of where and south of where, that kind of thing. But actually, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. But there is something. If it's nothing, how can we communicate the location, right? Because all the satellite is already far away from the KL. Some is moving near to the Mars. They have to tell us where's their location, right? Actually, based on there's one measurement. Let me check the English for you. We call it as a śrāmaṇera. They use this to check the location. So let me check for you. They use this impulse star. Okay. They use it. They use the impulse stars as the guide to tell the location. You will understand, because I know that you all don't understand, so I can bluff you all. No, not really bluff. I don't talk something which is not nonsense, but it's real. They use the impulse star. Maybe if the translation is right, it's supposed to be used the impulse stars to tell so. Okay, so anyway, but it is still not a truth. See or not? So our direction is not truth, even though you use the impulse star. But I don't think the alien will use the impulse star. They will use their own way. Am I right? Or if the alien themselves, they will use their own ways to communicate. And let me try to reconfirm again. Okay, so that you can get the real things. It is the impulse star. It is right. Let me see first. Okay, impulse drive in the fictional story. Oh, no fiction. Star Trek impulse speed. Oh, understanding transmission of nerve impulse. Impulse engine. I think the translation is not that right. Let me see. Flush vessel. What is it? Zhong meridian. Oh my God. Oh, the translation is not workable. Please forget it. Yeah, Mr. Liam. Anything you want to add in? Yeah, Mr. Liam, you want to say something? Please say something which is ultimate truth. Don't say something which is conventional truth. Then end up with us. Then end up to ask us to forget the thing. You haven't on your mind yet, Mr. Liam. You disappeared already. Okay, so we keep on the class. Okay. Shall I check for you the way to communicate, the way to report the location once you are out of the earth? Shall I, or just forget about it? You all don't mind lah. You are not scientist face the way I see you. Okay, so let's continue. So this here, hour, minutes, longitude, all this. Okay, next, yeah, Sally, your turn to read. Also,
Sifu, can I ask?
Yes, sure, please. You are frozen. Okay, frozen.
Sifu, is this impulse star related to the northern star? Where last time.
Oh, goodness. They all, I convinced them to forget the impulse star. But you bring back the memory regards the impulse stars. The Chinese, I mean the English translation is not that right. Not star, Mr. Leong. I don't know whether I hear or not, but they really they use the star to report the location in the, I mean in the universe. Okay.
Yeah, actually, in fact, during ancient time, they use this northern star, I think, to guide them in their traveling.
No, that is a human. The human on the earth. Now I said once the human traveling in the universe, once you travel to the Mars, once you travel to the Neptune, you have to report the location. Of course, you wouldn't use northern star. Northern star is like a zodiac, right? It is only applicable in the earth only. You can't use it once you are in the universal traveling. Correct, Mr. Leong? Once you
correct.
Yeah, once you're traveling in the sea and the desert, so people will use all these things, right, as a compass, but you wouldn't use it. Okay. Okay, but anyway, a human is very smart, especially Zheng He. Zheng He is the first. We haven't heard about this called a seal route, but also there's a sea seal route. Have you ever heard about? Meaning to say they use the ship to travel, especially from Guang. It begins with the Fuyan. We call it as a sea silk route. Let me see. Sea silk route. Oh, maritime silk route is correct. Okay. So maritime silk route. So let's take a look.
Yes, they call it the sea silk road.
Sea silk or maritime silk.
By sea.
Yeah, by sea. See how? Oh, okay. Yeah. So in the simple way, you take a look. It begins from what in the here, Guangzhou or Fuzhou. From here, they travel to the Indonesia, then pass by Malaysia, Malacca Strait. Then they go to Bangladesh, and from here they come to the Sri Lanka. So the farthest place they can go is Europe, especially in the Rome, because they appreciate the silk very much. All right. And then, I mean, this is how people start to travel besides the Silk Road here. Okay, because the maritime Silk Road, is cheaper, or it's cheaper. And the vessel, the big vessel, the giant vessel is able to put more goods. But you know, that before they start the Sea Silk Road, they really use the star, you know, use the star as a guideline. What happens if, let's say, the weather is cloudy at the night? So what to use, Elena? If it is cloudy, so we don't see star. Then the ship is in the middle of the ocean. Where to go? Well, okay, you know, no, this is the Zhenhe. Wow. After I go through a little bit history of the Sea Silk Road, you have to really, you have to really, how should I put it? You have to really appreciate them. This is a Zhang Ho lah. See or not? This is a Zhang Ho. You see, this is the ship the way Zhang Ho used. I think they come with the maybe about 100 or 1,000 ship all could just come down together. It's very grand, you see. It's very grand for this maritime Silk Road. In the night time, let's say for the communication, they will just light up the lantern. So they hang the lantern. So from the lantern, they see so many light there. They start the communication because everybody had to follow the captain. So the captain from one ship to pass the information to the other. So they use the lantern. So they light how many? It show what. So they are very smart. So in the beginning, it depends on the sun and the star. But later on, when the invention of the compass, the maritime history start a new page. Enter the new page once after the invention of the compass. The way I see it. So compass is the very grand invention from China. And really provide a real direction and guideline for all the travelers in the sea and the desert. Okay, so from here now we come back this. Yeah, your turn to read, Sally, please. Also philosophers.
Also, philosophers hypothesize that the universe originated from substance, from mind, or from diverse origins. The hypothesis the origin of the universe has been obtained not from seeking the ultimate, but rather from designs and inference based on the physical and biological and mental phenomena. Ordinary worldly cognition and behavior work the same way. For example, when one says, "I planted the tree," one accepts that planting the tree without any further investigation of what this I really is. Such knowledge is not ultimate and is categorized by relative contradiction. Such things may as well be accepted as ordinary worldly knowledge, because sentient beings always have lived with this kind of mental state. Thinking such things are real, thinking will never reach this ultimate reality, however. Extraordinary truth is the personal experience of ultimate reality. It relies on the investigation of ordinary phenomena to explore ultimate inherent nature. This kind of investigation is called the wisdom that comes from investigation, which is in accord with extraordinary truth. In the continuum from past to the future, it investigates what first existed and how it arose. It investigates the relations between things and the absolute differences between them, and how they become individual entities. With regard to conventional perception, this kind of investigation examines the smallest particles, not subdividable, that can cluster together to form something visible. It asks, what in the end is this thing that cannot be subdivided? How did it arise and exist? If one thinks that there is just one essence of the universe, then investigate what this essence is and how it exists. How can this single essence become differentiated? It is called the searching of inherent nature. Inherent nature is self-essence. From its origin, it has been as it is. It is as it is right now, and it will be so forever. It is the smallest or the largest and the very first or very last. Without any preconceptions and without imagining, one has to insist on getting to the bottom of the matter to find out what the ultimate is.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay.
Just one more paragraph, Sigo.
How what?
Just one more paragraph for me.
Okay, yeah. Please.
Although this is within the realm of perception through the name and speech, it departs from the usual path of ordinary worldly knowledge and enters into extraordinary truth. The characteristics of ordinary worldly phenomena are extensively described in the scriptures, as is the ordinary wisdom that comes from contemplation, from hearing to thinking to practicing. This is especially true for the investigation of inherent nature and the profound penetration into the ultimate. Only through this can one thoroughly break down the fundamental ignorance of sentient beings and thoroughly understand the truth of the world.
Okay, thank you so much.
Welcome.
Tama, please, Sally, if you finish. So class, let's take a look. Actually, the point we highlight, we discussed the point we highlight before. So basically, you see, class, there's one thing is very funny, you see. You say, if you try to plant the tree, if you go to ask, you say, I plant the tree. Where am I coming from? Say how are you going to answer? Where am I coming from? Elena, you please answer.
Just planted the tree.
No. You see, I plant the tree. So where am I coming from? The I. Where is the I coming from?
Person who's planting the tree.
You don't know where are you coming from? Yeah, Mr. Leong want to answer. Mr. Leong want to answer. Yes. Okay. The bravest old man. Yes.
I come from my own awareness and consciousness.
Okay, how about your physical body? How does it come from? Where does it come from? Your physical body?
My physical body does not exist.
Okay. You see, that's true. Okay, actually, our physical bodies come from our parents, but it is gifted from our parents. Okay, then we have our consciousness. Okay, so Mr. Leong, where is your consciousness awareness come from?
This one I cannot answer. I'm not sure.
Okay. You see, why the text appeared this sentence about the reason is we accept the truth as we are here. Once Sally say, Sifu, I make a cheesecake for you. Please don't be jealousy. Okay, Sally say, Sifu, I make a cheesecake for you. You see, I will never skeptical that Sally, are you the truth? Is the cheesecake is the truth? We didn't ask like this, right? Because conceptually, we accept that Sally is really exist. Why I skeptical? I would skeptically because I know you very well, okay. And the cheesecake, of course, this is the something we accept it already. You see, we never skeptical. But according to the text said that if you go to keep on asking, if you try to keep on ask finally the answer you try to get, then you are able to get the truth, the nature behind our conceptual truth. You see, for example, like Sally, like I said that, okay, Sally, you said, oh, I make a cheesecake for you. Okay, so I say, how is okay, where does the cheesecake come from? A cheesecake mean, Sally will say, oh, it's from the cheese, some flour, some margarine, something like that, right? Then ask again, where is the margarine come from? You say, oh, margarine come from the milk. Okay, some process the milk. Where's the milk come from? Okay, then the milk maybe is from the molecule, something like that. You see. So if you try to analyze everything, from Sally make cheesecake, you analyze Sally and analyze the cheesecake. Finally, you go to the you try to analyze it to the finest particles, then you're able to discover the truth. Basically, the truth, it doesn't exist in somewhere. It's just behind all the conventional truth for me. Get it? So that's why the sentence appear here. You see, if I'm not mistaken, only the children will ask this type of question on me. You always say, whatever you say, they will just keep on asking you, where is it? What is it? Okay, you say, this is a star. So where is the star come from? Or the star is from universe. Why the star is from universe? Okay, because the universe is the universe. Why universe in the universe? Oh, you say, don't ask some more. Then you will start to. Am I right? Actually, the children, the curiosity of the child is the real. It's the real spirit of the scientist and the philosophical. But of course, the children ask. It's just for the sake of asking only. It doesn't really come from a profound there's without profound knowledge behind the asking. But if we ask, there's some profound knowledge at the behind. And if you ask it, you have the tendency, you have the chance to discover the truth. But basically, we don't ask. That's why we already feel happy with our conventional truth. And I'm happy with the cheesecake selling for me. So no need to disclose the truth behind the cheesecake as long as I enjoy the cheesecake. Like Elena enjoy the traveling. Don't go to analyze the Egypt, China, no need. As long as I enjoy, it'll be fine already. You see or not? This is what happening to us, we feel the joy, so we keep on with the joy. We don't go to further analyze to discover the truth behind the conventional truth. Yeah, Mr. Leong, anything?
Sifu, regarding this awareness and consciousness, where does it come from? Is it from our inherent nature because of its self-essence?
Awareness is the five aggregate. If you ask where is the five aggregate come from, aggregate appears is due to the avijja, ignorance, and the tanha. This is the real reason. They are the one who keep on create the physical body and the five aggregate to us. So the source is the avijja and also the tanha. Avijja is ignorance, tanha is what? Is attachment. If you ask where is the avijja and the tanha come from? So the answer is, it is due to the endless. I mean, the endless is come from the beginners. Okay, and the beginners, where's the beginners come from? Where the beginners come
from the.
Yes.
Can it be from the four elements, or we want to become?
Yeah. There's a four element, but four element appeared is due to ignorance. We are the ignorance. Our ignorance itself, we try to create the five aggregate. It's the sixth realm for reincarnation. So the main reason is the attachment and the ignorance. Okay. If you further ask some more, so Buddha said you shouldn't ask. Why? If the one I keep on asking where is the ignorance and also all the attachment come from, you just like once you got hurt by the arrow. If you shoot by the arrow, you should go to heal it. But if you keep on asking what direction of the arrow, okay, the arrow, the fur of the arrow made from what? It's from the parrot or it's from the pigeon? Or how about the medal? Is it the medal made from the iron or made from the gold? Well, all is unnecessary question because you keep on bleeding. You're just asking the question, then you die already. What should you do? You don't ask where is the arrow come from and made from. You should just put it and heal yourself. So you just don't go to ask where is the ignorance, attachment. You should start the meditation and start to heal yourself. Okay, so this is how Shakyamuni answered the question. Okay, Elena, satisfied?
So we can. So Sifu, we can actually say that it comes from a dependent origination.
No. The good answer is supposed to be avijja, ignorance and attachment. The whole reincarnation come from this avijja and the attachment. Okay.
Yeah, but these are the two aspects of it in the dependent origination.
Avijja and they are the most fundamental part in the dependent origination. If you ask if you want to get the most fundamental, this is the most fundamental. Even more, they are the true fundamental. So this is the answer we can provide you. You can ask further anymore. Okay, If who asks anymore, just do like that to the kids. Ask, meditate, don't ask. Joke with me, Okay, never mind. So let's take a look. Okay, let me try to go through the text. See how now you see. We ask where's I really is. See how we accept ordinary worldly knowledge. Just accept what is it mean. Okay. What should we do? We should investigate the ordinary phenomena to explore the ultimate inherent nature. See. But basically, the way I see all of you come to learn the Dharma is not due to the curiosity and asking the question, maybe due to the suffering, or you feel some suffering in the life, then you start to explore, to see what is the solution for your suffering. That's why you'll be here, am I right? Not everybody is just, they start to asking the question and learn the Dharma. They don't begin by asking the question, you see. You see, the kind of investigation examine the smallest particle that can cluster together to form something visible, you see. What is the end in this thing that cannot be subdivided? How did it arise and exist? You see, you should start asking the question. So we said this is called searching for inherent nature. See, so inherent nature means the self-essence. That is the most fundamental part. Or you get to find the most fundamental part of it. Again, let's take a look. Then the characteristics of ordinary world phenomena, they are extensively described in the scripture. Yes. Yeah, I mean all the code is in the scripture, like Heart Sutra. So Heart Sutra told us that there is some ultimate truth. You see or not? In order to, this is in order to really experience what Heart Sutra mentioned, you have to really go through the contemplation, like what the text mentioned here. Okay. Only through this one can thoroughly break down the fundamental ignorance of sentient being and thoroughly understand the truth of the word. Yes, only like this, we can thoroughly understand the truth of the word. Okay, see you. Yeah, any question?
Sifu, this is not in the class, just something I just thought of.
Okay.
In the San Gui Yi, the last line there's forward, 河南生中. Why is it that every time when we chant, we don't chant that forward?
Oh, because you're not the Sangha, you're not the monk. We are the monk. 河南生中 means together with all the monk. That is the meaning.
Okay.
生中is a Sangha, so you need to chant, you are the layman. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome. So see you 4:30. Bye-bye.